Based on the online phenomenon of the same name, Elevator Game follows socially awkward teenager Ryan, who ingratiates himself into a group of recent high school graduates who run an online web series debunking urban legends. But Ryan has a secret. His sister disappeared months earlier, and he believes that a dangerous online challenge called the Elevator Game was responsible. To play the game, you must ride the elevator in a specific sequence, invoking a supernatural creature called the Fifth Floor Woman. In an attempt to gain more information as to the whereabouts of his sister, Ryan persuades the group to play the game once more, and risk unleashing the most fearsome consequences imaginable. Welcome to the review recapped. Subscribe for a bit of good luck and enjoy. The movie opens up by showing us a young girl. She comes in the lift of a structure. In reality, she came here to play a game, the lift game. She had heard a great deal about it on the web. Presently she goes to the lift. First, she goes to the 4th floor. Then, at that point, without emerging, she goes to the 2nd and 6th floors. Of course to the 2nd. She was recording this on her telephone. At the point when she goes to the 10th floor, the lift lights began to flicker. Of course, when she comes to the 5th floor. As of now, she needs to keep her eyes shut. Furthermore, looking behind is prohibited. This was a piece of this game. At the point when she descended, the lift entryways were open. Presently she was terrified to see everything. That is the reason she woke up. Yet, she sees everything as ordinary. Presently she again went to the 1st floor. She presses the number 1. So the amazing thing here was that as opposed to going to the 1st floor, the elevator arrives at the 10th floor. At the point when the lift entryway opens, that young lady sees. The structure was different. She felt like she had arrived elsewhere. In some other world, that is the reason out of nowhere. She understands that somebody is behind her. At the point when she thinks back, there is a startling witch behind her. That young lady was extremely frightened to see her and shouted boisterously. With this scene is cut here. Presently we take a gander at a gathering in the story ahead, who used to make recordings of unnerving and hazardous things on YouTube. At their gathering, a director, a host whose name is Chris, and a young lady with him, who used to keep the video in the camera. Her name was Chloe. What's more, alongside her, a worker of their gathering, a kid and a young lady who used to help Chloe. Their gathering was cooperating from school to now. The supervisor lets everybody know that we need to track down great recordings to bring in cash. Alongside that, he acquaints everybody with a kid who needed to work with them without cash. The director calls that kid inside. His name was Ryan. He lets them know that he will help us. Presently everybody converses with him. Everybody was talking together that they ought to make recordings on which subject. According to Ryan, for what reason don't we play the lifting game, about which a ton of things are renowned nowadays? In any case, everybody had some awareness of this game. That is the reason Chris says, I think this thought is a lemon. Ryan says no, this thought will truly work. Furthermore, do you have any idea that a couple of days prior, a young lady played this game? This game is played in succession. As indicated by the principles of this game, at the point when the game was finished, the fact that the young lady vanished makes it sad. The witch who lived on the 5th floor took her with her. Yet, the young lady he was talking about was a similar young lady, whom we saw toward the start of the story. This implies that the young lady vanished after the game. Presently, at any rate, Chloe shows Ryan the entire office and, what's more, converses with him pleasantly. Sooner or later, the chief comes and tells everybody that we need to make recordings soon, or, in all likelihood, we can have a major misfortune. That is the reason everybody loves Ryan's thoughts. The supervisor says alright, we will record the lift game video this evening. However, Chris was over and again instructing them to avoid this. Be that as it may, nobody pays attention to him. According to the supervisor, at any rate, today is an occasion, so the workplace in that building will be shut down. That is the reason we go there and record the video around evening time. Everybody arrives at that structure and begins setting up their cameras. This was a similar structure that we saw toward the start of the story. Chloe and Ryan were talking together. Chloe was exploring this 5th floor lady witch. Presently their entire arrangement was organized. The video starts and above all else, they tell us that we will go to various floors, various stories. What's more, we'll finish this game as per the standards. They additionally let them that know if they complete this game, then, at that point, they will arrive at a different universe. They will get the witch on the 5th floor, who will take them to her reality. In any case, this will occur with them, at the point when they play this game appropriately. On the off chance that they don't play this game appropriately, then she will kill us pitilessly. They accepted that the witch lives in a red world. At any rate, after telling everything, they begin playing this game. They, first of all, have some familiarity with the game guidelines. They realize that they needed to go to the floors in the request for 2, 4, 6 and 5. During the game, they need to keep their eyes shut. What's more, assuming that they think back or open their eyes, then the witch will kill them. Presently Chris, Chloe and their cameraman go to the lift. Ryan and the other individuals, while remaining outside, plan to keep the video in the cameras. They had associated their cameras with their cameras. Chloe and Ryan, as per the request for numbers, begin playing the game. At the point when they arrived at the 5th floor, the lights began squinting. Inevitably, all was well. Presently when they pressed the quantity of the principal floor once more, then, at that point, rather than going down, the lift was going up. As we found at the start of the story, be that as it may, when the lift stops at the last floor, then really it was called by a financial specialist. In any case, they returned to the main floor, where they got nothing. Alongside playing the game, they additionally needed to record the witch. In any case, nothing happened this way. That is the reason everybody discusses going. According to Ryan, once more, pay attention to me, we ought to attempt. Perhaps we'd committed an error. However, Chris needed to go from here. Presently Ryan stops him and after annoying him, says that perhaps he is terrified. He realizes that the young lady vanished in the lift. He is worried about the possibility that perhaps her spirit will get him. Implies a similar young lady from the very outset of the story. Everybody is astounded to hear this. Ryan lets everybody know that indeed, she was my sister. He says that after my sister's vanishing, at the point when her PC was checked, there were messages from Chris in it. He guaranteed my sister that he would put this video of her game on his YouTube channel. My sister loved yours. She loved you a great deal. See, I'm not blaming anybody. I simply believe you should help me a tad. Hearing this, Chris began giggling. Do you suppose your sister is trapped in that witch's red world? Ryan was irate about this. Then the structure watch comes and removes them from there. Everybody went their way from that point. Chloe lets Ryan know that you ought to have let us know everything previously. Okay, I concur. I figure out your distress. However, it was bad. Chloe likewise left to go to her home. Her worker kid who helped her, was additionally sitting tight for the transport at the bus station. The administrator had come to the workplace with the representative young lady. We see Chloe who comes to her home. When she contacted her structure, she could hear the sound of music. She had additionally heard this sound in the lift building. Then, at that point, she gets a call from Chris. However, because of the absence of signs, both couldn't hear each other's voice appropriately. Chris was in his home structure. Then he sees a red light before him. Out of nowhere a similar lift which dug out from a deficit and killed him. What's more, takes his spirit with her. Chris made a joke of her reality. On account of which she was furious. Ryan was additionally exceptionally stressed alone. Ryan was contemplating his sister. So presently he concludes that he will play this game alone. With the goal that he can look into his sister. At the point when he proceeds to play the lifting game as indicated by the standards. Then he truly arrived at the universe of red. That world was very much like our reality. It was covered with red. Then the witch comes behind him. Ryan was stowed away from her. In the workplace, the worker young lady was with her supervisor. She says that her camera is left in the lift. We need to go to that structure. After going there, they track down the camera. That young lady begins messing around with her supervisor. At the point when they arrive at the last floor. Then unexpectedly the red light comes. That witch killed the administrator and the young lady cruelly. In any case, this is kept in that camera. That they came to bring. Ryan was stowing away from the witch in the realm of red. He was sitting tight for the lift. So that when it comes up, he can return to his reality. In reality, it was going on in such a way, at the point when an individual plays a lift game in reality. Then, at that point, the witch goes to this present reality. Leaving her universe of red, it was as yet unchanged. The witch was not in her reality. Exploiting this, Ryan sits in the lift and returns to his genuine world. Ryan finds the fallen camera of the chief and the worker young ladies. He rapidly calls Chloe, who was sitting in her home. She was attempting to learn about her sister on the web. Then the red light comes into her home, which was telling about the appearance of the witch of that lift. Then, at that point, she gets a call from Ryan. Before that, the witch went after Chloe. She was occupied with paying attention to the call. Then the witch saw the open door and went after it. In any case, presently she disappears from that point. The witch killed Chris, the director, and that young lady. Since someplace, they'd committed errors. So for what reason would she say she was after Chloe? Did Chloe likewise commit an error during the game? Or on the other hand, would she say she was associated with her reality? Ryan tells Chloe on the call. Meet me before long, we as a whole are at serious risk. I need to show you something. There, the worker kid was perched on the bus station. He additionally feels odd things. He additionally calls Chloe. Chloe asks the two of them to come to her office. The worker kid takes salt while going. He believes that the salt circle could assist them with saving them from the witch. After arriving at the workplace, Ryan shows Chloe a similar camera, in which the video of the supervisor and the young lady was recorded. At the point when she sees the video, she says that she'll call the police. Yet, for what reason do I accept you? I don't have the foggiest idea. Ryan tells her, trust me, I'd gone to that red world. When the two of them descended, the representative kid made a salt circle. He let them know that when our game was finished, we felt that nothing occurred. In reality, the entryway of the red world opened around then. That is as yet opened. That is the reason the witch is after us. We've to close that entryway. Chloe likewise lets them know that I've explored a ton. It came to know that a young lady was secured in a lift by her companions in a joke. Afterwards, the companions of that young lady got going to their party. Also, failed to remember her. Along these lines, she was locked there for 6 days. The lights there were additionally harmed. At some point, she passed on savagely after getting under the lift. The tales of this game began from that point forward. Presently, she's turned into a strong soul, who takes individuals to their reality. According to hearing this, Ryan closes the entryway to the other world. We want to play that game once more. Chloe wasn't trusting this all. She feels that these all should be simply stories. In the meantime, a similar soul comes there. She was going to come close. In the wake of drawing nearer, she barbarously kills the representative kid. Seeing this, Ryan and Chloe run. They again come to a similar structure to play the game, so they could close the entryway of that world. While playing the game, they arrived at that world. Ryan sees the shadow of his sister there. Chloe calls him. Ryan is to return and pick up the pace. She isn't your sister, the witch needs to trap us. How about we go? Chloe takes Ryan to the lift with her. At the point when they press number 1 to go down, they again came up. Chloe comprehends that she won't let them go without any problem. She was attempting to occupy them, from which Chloe's eyes were opened. She killed Chloe. She brings Ryan with her into her red world. Ryan was in any condition? Nobody knows. Then, we see a young lady in a similar lift, who came to play this game. She was portraying the narrative of Chloe and her companions. She said that every one of the companions together played the game. Then they vanished. Indeed, even their dead bodies were not found. As the young lady presses the lift's button to play the game, in the end, we can see the hand of that witch, who came in her reviled lift to make her new prey. Her hand was on the button. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.